Ladies and gentlemen, I stand here today before you not as any sort of expert but as a concerned individual. I am here speaking about the distasteful Larry Nassar case. Lawrence Nassar, most commonly known as Larry, was born on August 16, 1963, and is known for being the former doctor of USA Gymnastics, a multi-sport athletic trainer, and a sports medicine physician. He specialized in osteopathic treatment. Nassar completed his degrees at Michigan State University College of Osteopathic Medicine, and in 1996 he became the National Medical Coordinator for USA Gymnastics. He was once a well-known trusted sports doctor, treating famous gold medal athletes like Aly Raisman and Michaela Maroney. However, he is now known for sexually abusing and molesting young adults and children. He was once a role model for many, and now many struggle to even say his name. Larry will spend the rest of his life behind bars for what he has done. He is facing more than 175 years in prison for his countless charges of sexual abuse on the helpless, confused young women over the past 2 decades. What Larry did was beyond wrong. This should never have happened in the first place and should not ever happen again. I cannot understand how Larry got away with any of this, and nothing was done to help the countless victims. Countless is even an understatement. More than 150 gymnasts came forward about being sexually abused. Many of the women complained about intravaginal and penetration treatments. One after another, confession after confession, brought Larry Nassar's career to a sudden end. The girls thought of Larry as kind, thoughtful, warm, engaging, and a very caring person, until they generally knew what he was doing to them. Michaela Maroney even mentioned, "If it wasn't for Larry, I would have starved at multiple competition." What blows my mind is that Nassar believed his treatments was nothing practiced before, and that the girls should be grateful to have him. This wasn't just Larry saying this. It was also coaches, program directors, and Olympic team staff. Grateful. That is such a strong word, and in this case, it is inherently misused. Did they not recognize or reflect on their staff for that long? In our society, we are teaching young girls that it's okay to be touched and treated like this. It just blows my mind. Parents, sitting in the room while treatment is being done, not noticing what is happening, and continues to bring their child back for more and more appointments. In some cases, parents were told and they did not believe their child. The lack of the support when being taken advantage of, just appalling. Now let's talk more specifically about what Larry has been accused of. Aly Raisman, 16 years old at the time, vividly recalls hearing a knock on her door at 8 o'clock at night. She was in the Netherlands, a far ways away from home, lacking the support from her family and nervous about the upcoming competition. She opens the door to see Larry, who she not long ago learned was the team doctor for USA Gymnastics. He said to her, "I thought you could use a massage." The first time she was introduced to Larry, an official said that he was excited to work on her. They referred to Larry's treatments as if he was working on patients like he would work on a construction site. No care, no thought, no solution. Anyways, according to Aly, Nassar's so-called treatments were not treatments at all. They usually consisted of invasive massages, frequent touching, and movement around the girl's pelvic and vagina area. Raisman also said no matter where the injury was, Nassar always completed a massage treatment near or touching inside the girl's private areas. Aly said that Larry was in fact ungloved while he was doing his procedures, telling them that they could always use an adjustment. It is sickening to think how many more women he has done this to, other than Aly. He convinced every one of his victims that his treatments were the best things that they could get. And it worked because the girls were so young and didn't understand. At this age and level, the girls were willing to do anything to make their injuries feel better. Which is why so many girls kept returning to Larry for more and more procedures, thinking he only wanted the best for them. For all the girls he knew, he was a doctor who was helping them heal their injuries, and I'm sure none of the girls would believe a doctor would abuse or take advantage of them. Not only did the girls have faith and trust in him, but so did USA Gymnastics, which is why the gymnast complaints and comments were never heard. As gymnasts in the top levels, they were treated like ducklings. They were not allowed to complain about injuries, question the coaches, and certainly never question someone of authority like Larry. They had one purpose, and it was to go out there and proudly represent their country for the sport of gymnastics. Many of the gymnasts wanted to use their voices, but were too scared of what someone would say or if they would be removed from the team. Fear. It is unacceptable that over 300 women and girls in multiple sports were sexually assaulted by one man for 2 whole decades, and it has just been brought up now. It is not by accident. Larry knew exactly what he was doing, and he was going to continue to do it until he got caught. The only reason he got caught is because the young women had the courage to speak out against him, and their voices were finally heard. Think about if their voices were heard and listened to a while ago. How much more abuse could have been avoided? The sport of gymnastics was so pure, had so many successes, and was growing rapidly. And I feel as if many people are questioning it now. Many young gymnasts look towards scholarships in places like UCLA or Michigan State. However, being on this side, along with the parents and guardians, we no longer have faith and trust in USA Gymnastics. And people in positions such as coaches, doctors, especially trainers from all around the world. As well as many victims, many suffer from anxiety or depression and have to mentally prepare themselves for any sort of physical touching. Tragedies like this need to be avoided, and it's up to us to prevent them. People of any generation can help and not let another human take advantage of one another. Ways to prevent this is to ensure there's a second person in the procedure room at all times, and if someone says anything in regards to assault or any sort of harm, it needs to be addressed right away. Continuous open communication with the athletes and patients is always important, and parents being involved with their children even when they are away from university. Parents can be the most trusted in situations with their children. They are often the easiest to talk to. And finally, in conclusion, what Larry did is unacceptable. It should never have happened, and we need to make sure it will never happen again.